Hey, good morning, y'all. So I've been gone. I have on call for being a hospice nurse. There's times when we have to take call, and being that it was a super moon over the weekend, it was quite busy for me. So unable to make a single stitch of a video or even attempt to. Um, but there were some things that while I'm in my time with the Lord driving, I listen for Him and speak to Him, and I get to hear His voice. And some of the things that I heard this weekend, actually on Friday, and I have had it set where I wanted to talk about it with y'all, is what He has shown me is that in order for someone to hear you, many things need to be in account. So many times we're in a time period where there's a lot of estrangement. Children are estranged from their parents. A lot of different relationships have been broken apart and set apart, and we don't know why, and we're trying to fix it. And what I've recognized, even myself in different relationships, that people's perception is everything. So what they perceive to be truth is their truth. So what does that mean? That means that two people can come to a situation, and each person is going to take away what they saw happen and how they thought that it took place. And they're going to go away with feelings and understanding that may not be what you saw or felt or took away. So one of the five things that the Lord gave me that are important is that we understand the environment, the situation, where it took place at. What was the environment like? Was it a hostile environment? Was it a peaceful environment? Was there just casual conversation? What was going on at that time? Number two is, does that person have trauma in their life? And when did trauma enter? Because with trauma, when trauma enters into a person's life, that is also when demonic entities enter into that person's life and begin to whisper in their ear and torment them. No one loves you, yada, yada, yada. They think this or whatever it is. And what is their mindset? How do they think? What do they think? If you were trying to lead somebody into Sabbath keeping like we do, and they don't have a mindset for that, but their mindset is for Sunday and they're going to battle with you, are you really going to make any headway with that person? Are you going to be able to speak to that person and help make sense what you know is true? No matter what tools you bring, no matter what you do, you may not be able to get them to hear you or understand. The other thing is generational curses. Generational curses are really huge. There's many times that people are born with generational curses. I knew a child that was born with the spirit of jealousy. The mother, during her pregnancy, was so jealous because of a cheating spouse that child came out the most jealous child that you could ever imagine, and that spirit had attached to that baby while in the womb, jumped off the mother and into the baby. And there's several children out there that we don't know why they have siblings, but they're so jealous. They have to be number one. They don't like the others. They can't stand them. This child was jealous from the time of birth and attempted to even harm the other child that came after, just out of pure jealousy. Their perspective. The other thing is their perspective. How do they feel about things? An example for me is my children's love. I've recently sent a text to all of my children and said, do you know that I love you? And if not, why do you think I don't love you? And other than that, what can I do better to show you that I love you? What is your love language? What would you like for me to do to help you to realize that I love you dearly? Most people don't understand that, and God of all people understands probably better than us. Look at all the children he has, but his relationship with each child is specifically different. you're not going to have the same relationship with each and every single child because of the simple fact that their thoughts are different. Maybe this one is creative and into mechanical things. Maybe this one's into hair cutting and hair things. You're not going to be able to have the same conversations with each child. Each child is going to be different, and God does that with us. So getting close for all of you that have estranged children and asking them, what does me loving you look like to you? What is it that I can do to help you to feel loved by me? Those are things that he has brought to me, and I'm trying to do those things as well. The world is very loud. The world is so full of keeping up with the Joneses, social media, having to have money, jobs, careers, all of the things that are going on out there, not to mention the scary stuff, the changes that are coming down the pike with all of prophecy being fulfilled before our very eyes, and all of the increase on food costs, and all of the increase on housing, and all of those things that are going on. That is a lot, and we don't know. That takes hold. So there's several things that we have to look at. We have to look at how does the person learn? Am I speaking to them in a correct manner? Can they understand me? Or is it just going over their head or through their ears and they're getting nothing out of it? So for me, I love everyone. I love everyone. And so there was a situation and this is where I've learned. So if I've learned something, I hope I can teach you as well. My children did not feel special because I loved everybody with a godly love. I loved everybody the same. They needed to feel that they were set apart, that they were different, that they were chosen by me, that they were, are you getting it? God. Those that belong to God as well, we need to know that we're set apart, we're loved, we're different. So how can we do that? We communicate our love language. One of my children loves time spent, quality time spent with them. Another one of my children loves words of affirmation. They love to be lifted up and to feel that they are loved in a way of word. It could be a simple text. I love you. You look great today. I hope you have a blessed day. Simple things. And then, there's others that want to have gifts. They want to be bought a gift or taken to lunch or whatever. So we need to figure out, how can we make those people that are special in our life stand out and be different without making them feel like they're less than or not enough? Attaboys, random calls just to check on them. These are important things that we need to look at. We're living in a day right now where it's going to get harder. And remember, Christ said he came with a sword to split. And if your belief systems are not the same, but you're talking on your belief level, you're never going to be able to reach them that are on theirs. And another example would be those that are still drinking milk as babes in Christ. How will they be able to eat a steak dinner? We have to get down to their level. When I was in my younger years, I went to a learning seminar, and I was taught that most people are elderly, especially being a nurse, they have a 6th grade education. So if I'm speaking to them as a college person, and that's why in the medical field, 90% of the elderly don't know what the doctors say. If the doctors are speaking clear up here with big words, and they can only understand small words, there's a miscommunication. It's not going to work. They're not going to be compliant with their medical, the things that they do if we speak big words and they can't. We need to understand their level of education in order to speak to them in a way that would reach their ears. The other thing is how do they hear? Do they have a lot of self-negative talk? We need to teach them to rewire and speak positivity over their lives. I hope this helped you. I was excited to share it, and I hope that it gives somebody ideas on how to reach their children, their loved ones, their family, their spouse, whoever it is that's in your life that you're trying to talk to. And I say this in Yeshua's name. Shalom.